Chapter 2, Working with Formulas and Functions. With its capabilities in mathematical, scientific, engineering, and other calculations, Excel is a valuable tool for business, government, education, and you. You can use Excel to create a simple addition formula or a sophisticated calculation with layers of arithmetic. In this chapter, you will learn how to build a basic formula and how to use mathematical rules. You will also begin exploring Excel function categories. An Excel formula is an expression or statement that uses common arithmetic operations to carry out a calculation. The formula is entered in a cell and refers to other cells or ranges in the worksheet or workbook. The formula appears in the formula bar, but the results appear in the cell. Formulas will always start with an equals sign. This alerts Excel that you are entering a formula and not a text. Formulas include cell references and mathematical operators such as the plus sign for addition or a dash for subtraction. There are two ways to enter a formula. The first way is to simply type it directly into a cell. Click into the cell where you wish the result to display, type the equal sign, type the first cell address, type the math operator, then type the next cell address, and continue on until you have completed your formula. Press any completion key when you have finished, entering all the cell addresses and the operators. Formulas are not case sensitive. The range finder will highlight and color code each cell as you type its address into the formula. The second way to enter a formula, and I think is the easiest way, is the point and click method. Instead of typing the cell address each time, you can use the mouse to point and click the cell to automatically enter its address into the formula. You edit a formula in the Edit mode by double-clicking its cell or by clicking the formula bar while the cell is active. Again, the range finder highlights and color codes the formula cell as well as the cells used in the formula. Add or remove cells and operators to build a new formula in the cell or in the formula bar. A formula can have more than one operator, such as a combination of addition and multiplication. Excel follows the mathematical order of operations, which is the sequence of arithmetic calculations. The order of which the mathematics in a formula is carried out depends on the operator as well as the left to right order. The basic sequence is left to right, but multiplication and division are done before addition and subtraction. This concept is also known as the order of precedence or the math hierarchy. A popular acronym to help you remember the order of precedence is Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally. This stands for parentheses first, exponents second, multiplication and or division third, addition and or subtraction last. Since multiplication and division are on the same level, Excel calculates left to right if they are both included in the formula. The same rule applies to addition and subtraction. Are parentheses really necessary when entering a formula? What is the answer to the formula seen on this slide? It could be 21 or it could be 17, depending on how it's calculated. Excel would calculate it at 17 because it follows the order of operations. If you want Excel to add 2 plus 5 before multiplying, then you would need to include the 2 plus 5 in parentheses. Cell references in a formula are identified in different ways. How a cell reference is identified affects how the formula is adjusted when it is copied. A relative cell reference is the location of a cell. When you copy the formula with the relative references, copied references are updated to indicate any new locations. An absolute cell reference is indicated with $signs. When an absolute reference is copied, it does not change. You can type the $signs, but it is much easier to just use the F4 key to insert the $signs. A mixed cell reference has a combination of relative and absolute references. An important feature of an Excel workbook is that you can include data on another sheet in a formula. This is known as a 3D cell reference. It can be absolute, mixed, or relative. The 3D reference will include the name of the sheet where the information was found. This table shown here illustrates the different types of cell references and what they would look like when typed into a cell. A range name is a label assigned to a single cell or a group of cells. You can use range names instead of cell references in a formula. A named cell range is an absolute reference when it is included in a formula. You create range names from the name box or from the Defined Names group located in the Formulas tab. There are some basic rules for naming a cell range. It must begin with a letter. It must be a short name. You cannot use spaces or special characters in the name. If you must use more than one word in the name, the words must be separated with an underscore. Neither a single character nor a cell reference can be used for the name. This brings us to the end of this video.